Okay, so I've had this thought for the past few days and I've been wanting to figure out the best way to share it. Not sure if this is the greatest way, but it'll do for now. So the thought is why it's insane to compare yourself against anyone online and on social media. This is my basic idea is that let's say you've got two different people and you've got that compare operator in the middle, thinking about it in like a math perspective. On one side, you put yourself, and then the other side, you're going to pick someone to compare yourself against. Now, if you're on, like, let's use Instagram, for example, the algorithm, everyone knows the algorithm is going to pick the most people who are interesting. So already you're biasing your selection group. And so you pick some random person on Instagram that you come across, or YouTube, or whatever your app of choice is. Some random person that the algorithm is already biasing towards, and then you're comparing yourself between those two people. Not only do you have the bias over here from whatever app you're using, but also over here, you didn't have multiple choices to pick from, right? Instagram, you've got hundreds of thousands, millions of people that the algorithm can randomly choose from. So you had many, many chances to find someone who is, way better than you, way outpaces you. Maybe they're much younger, make a lot more money, whatever it is. But on this side of that comparison, you only had one option, which was yourself. And so basically the idea is that it is mathematically impossible for you to be able to find someone randomly who you're like, yeah, I'm pretty close to this person. So you're always going to find these huge discrepancies in terms of, it'll make it feel like everyone's way ahead of you. And so in reality, a much better comparison or way to try and judge where you are in the world is to just open up Instagram and type in some random username and then click on that person's profile. Now you've completely randomized the person that you've found, right? You're not going off of the algorithm, and you're not biasing for a certain someone who's already probably pretty successful. But even then, I guess you could still argue that you're still biasing because the type of person who's going to want to post on Instagram wants to post stuff that they think other people would want to see, which is probably going to be cool stuff or good stuff or whatever you want to call it. So even then, I guess you're still biasing. So then you could say, okay, well, let's extrapolate that further. I'm only going to find someone in my area. Okay, so now it's only people that you interact with. But then you also have to account for age. But then once you do get down to that, then you're also going to have to account for, socioeconomic class, a bunch of other variables. And then even then, you're coming down to only a few people. So then you say, oh, wait a second, my sample size is only a few people in my area that, are actually pretty close to who I am. So then you have to go across the entire US. And it just gets down to this kind of crazy idea that, like, to compare yourself against anyone is you're already setting yourself up for a disadvantage because you're only choosing yourself. The chances of picking the number of chances you get to pick the person on this side of the equation is only one because it's just you. And the chances or number of options you get to pick on this side of the equation is infinite, basically. And so it's just dumb, that basically. And everybody already knows that, but I don't know. I thought it was a cool mental frame to put in to perspective. So that's all for today. See you guys.